Have you ever wondered if maybe, just maybe, the reality you're experiencing right now isn't actually real? What if this three-dimensional world, up, down, left, right, forward, back, is just a dumbed-down interface? What if your true self exists in a higher dimension right now, and this body you're walking around in is nothing more than a biological VR headset? July 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. An extraterrestrial being named Errol crash-landed in the desert. For 6 weeks, she communicated telepathically with Army nurse Matilda O'Donnell McElroy. What Errol revealed wasn't just another alien encounter story. She exposed humanity's most dangerous secret, the truth about dimensional travel and why we're trapped in 3 dimensions. Today, we're going to cross a threshold that modern physics says is impossible. We're going to explore how the domain civilization, Errol's people, moves between dimensions. And in the process, we're going to confront the most fundamental question. Who are you really? Let's start with why scientists say dimensional travel is impossible. Modern physics is pretty damn clear about this. Fourth dimensional travel, especially time travel, can't happen. The first barrier is causality. Einstein's special relativity established this as one of the universe's most fundamental laws. Cause must precede effect. If you could travel back in time and prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, you'd never be born. But if you're never born, you can't go back in time to prevent their meeting. This is the famous grandfather paradox. Reversing time isn't just a technological challenge. It's a violation of the universe's basic operating system. The second law of thermodynamics states that entropy, or disorder, always increases. Time flows in one direction because of this. A shattered glass doesn't spontaneously reassemble itself. This directional flow of time is why we can have memory, why we can have existence as we know it. The second barrier is even more fundamental: energy. According to Einstein's general relativity, bending three-dimensional space to enter the fourth dimension requires negative energy, a form of energy that doesn't exist in our universe. Physicist Kip Thorne calculated that keeping a wormhole open for just 1 second, one that's large enough for a human to pass through, would require negative energy equivalent to Jupiter's entire mass. Our carbon-based bodies are utterly helpless before this astronomical energy gap. Tearing through space-time is harder than creating a black hole. And even if it were possible, our three-dimensional bodies couldn't survive the geometry of four-dimensional space. But Errol laughed at all these barriers. The domain completely ignored our approach to matter transportation. Their method was fundamentally different. Errol's solution was elegantly simple. Don't send the body. Send only consciousness. The domain's term for their true selves is ISB, immortal spiritual being. These entities are non-local information patterns that aren't bound by three-dimensional space-time. Non-local is a term from quantum mechanics meaning not confined to a specific location. Think about quantum entanglement. When two particles are entangled, they maintain an instantaneous connection even if you separate them to opposite ends of the universe. Measure one particle's state, and the other particle's state is instantly determined. Einstein hated this, calling it spooky action at a distance. This quantum connection that transcends space, that's how ISBs exist. The 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics went to scientists who experimentally proved quantum entanglement. Alain Aspect, John Clauser, and Anton Zeilinger demonstrated that connections transcending space are possible without faster-than-light information transfer. Information doesn't travel. Information simply exists. Everywhere, simultaneously. What we call the soul, this information entity, may already be freely navigating dimensions beyond the fourth. For them, fourth-dimensional travel is as routine as us sending an email. Remember the law of information conservation in physics. Information never disappears. Even if it falls into a black hole, even if the universe reaches heat death, information persists in some form. This simple principle might be the very foundation of immortal entities, ISBs. So how does a higher dimensional being experience the three-dimensional world? This is where the doll body, avatar technology, comes in. Errol's body didn't eat, sleep, or breathe. This body, devoid of biological functions, was a three-dimensional interface suit crafted with advanced nanotechnology. Just as we put on VR headsets and controllers to play virtual games, ISBs, wear doll bodies to interface with the three-dimensional physical world. This completely transforms the concept of dimensional travel. It's not about transporting matter. It's a process of higher dimensional consciousness inputting and outputting information through a lower dimensional interface. Look at how modern neuroscience is developing brain-computer interfaces. Technologies like Neuralink aim to convert the brain's electrical signals into digital information and transmit it to computers, controlling machines with thought alone. Domain technology pushes this concept to its absolute limit, downloading consciousness, an information pattern, into physical bodies as hardware. And here's the biggest advantage of this approach. The energy problem disappears. Moving matter across space-time requires astronomical energy, but transmitting information doesn't. Look at quantum teleportation experiments. The energy required to transmit a particle's quantum state information is surprisingly minimal. In 2017, China's Michia satellite successfully transmitted quantum entanglement states from ground level to space, 1,200 kilometers away. The matter didn't move. Only information traveled. The domain perfected this principle. But can we travel beyond the fourth dimension to the second or fifth? This is where things get really weird. Let's think about second-dimensional travel first. Ever read Flatland by Edwin Abbott? It's about beings living in a two-dimensional world. When a three-dimensional sphere passes through their plane, the flat creatures only see a circle that grows and shrinks. They can't comprehend three dimensions. Similarly, us entering two dimensions means reducing our dimensional existence. Compressing three-dimensional body information into two dimensions causes massive information loss. Your depth disappears. That's essentially existential collapse. But ISBs are different. As higher dimensional beings, they can project portions of their information patterns into two-dimensional worlds. They're not reducing dimensions. They're casting shadows into lower dimensions. Consider the holographic principle. Proposed in the 1990s by physicists Gerard 't Hooft and Leonard Susskind. This theory suggests that all information in three-dimensional space is actually encoded on a two-dimensional boundary surface. Like how a black hole's event horizon stores all the information inside the three-dimensional black hole on its two-dimensional surface. Interdimensional information projection might already be a fundamental principle of our universe. The domain just knows how to use it intentionally. Now for the really fascinating part. Travel to the fifth dimension and beyond. Ever heard of string theory? This cutting-edge physics theory claims the universe actually consists of 10 or 11 dimensions. So why do we only perceive 3? Where did the other 6 or 7 dimensions go? The answer lies in Calabi-Yau spaces. These are complex geometric structures where the extra dimensions are rolled up incredibly small. Like how a garden hose looks like a one-dimensional line from far away, but reveals a two-dimensional surface up close. Each point we see might actually be a six-dimensional space folded in on itself. In 1984, physicists Philip Candelas, Gary Horowitz, Andrew Strominger, and Edward Witten proved that these Calabi-Yau manifolds fit perfectly with string theory. Mathematically, it's possible. The domain civilization might have known how to open these folded dimensions. If you could access these extra dimensions operating at the Planck scale, 10 to the negative 35th meters, an incomprehensibly tiny scale, then every point in the universe would actually be connected through ultra-high-dimensional space. This could be the principle behind warp drive. Traveling 1,000 light-years through three-dimensional space takes 1,000 years, but through a fifth-dimensional shortcut, it could be instantaneous. Like how two points on paper are far apart, but folding the paper brings them together. If fourth-dimensional travel was the beginning, fifth-dimensional and beyond travel was probably the domain's standard interstellar navigation. That's how they maintained their civilization across the galaxy for millions of years. Now you might be thinking, isn't this just science fiction? Is any of this verifiable science? Here's what's shocking. None of these hypotheses directly contradict modern physics. They actually align remarkably well with cutting-edge theories. Take quantum consciousness theory. The orchestrated objective reduction theory, OR for short, proposed by Sir Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, suggests consciousness results from quantum processes occurring in brain structures called microtubules. Consciousness isn't a byproduct of neurons, it's a quantum effect. In 2020, a University of California research team found experimental evidence that quantum entanglement phenomena can occur in brain microtubules. They showed quantum coherence can be maintained even in warm biological environments at 37 degrees Celsius. If consciousness is a quantum phenomenon, the ISBE concept suddenly isn't so far-fetched. Quantum information is non-local. If your consciousness isn't bound to a specific location, that means it's already an entity beyond spatial constraints. Then there's zero-point energy. According to quantum field theory, a perfect vacuum isn't actually empty. It's seething with quantum fluctuations where particle-antiparticle pairs constantly appear and disappear. Calculate the density of this vacuum energy, and it's enormous. The Casimir effect, predicted by Hendrik Casimir in 1948, showed that this vacuum energy creates observable forces. Stephen Lamoureux experimentally confirmed it in 1997. That vacuum contains energy is now established fact. If Domain's dimensional travel technology harnesses this zero-point energy, they'd have access to an infinite energy source anywhere in the universe. And what about brain theory? M-theory, an extension of string theory, proposes our universe is a three-dimensional brain floating in 11-dimensional space. Other brains, parallel universes, could be floating in that higher dimensional space too. In 2000, physicists Lisa Randall and Raman Sundram mathematically demonstrated that extra dimensions could be much larger than we think. We just can't see them because only gravity leaks into those extra dimensions. If the domain had technology to move between brains or to other brains, parallel universe travel would be as mundane to them as international travel is to us. But here's where the most terrifying question remains. What was Ariel really trying to tell humanity? She told us, "You are ISBs. You were originally beings like us, unconstrained by dimensional limitations. But now you're trapped in three-dimensional bodies, unable to even remember who you are." An entity called the Old Empire installed memory-wiping devices on this planet millions of years ago, creating an inescapable reincarnation trap. When you die, you're drawn to an intense light and pulled back to this planet, your memories erased, trapped in a new body. If this is true, our three-dimensional bodies are merely prisons. The hunger, fatigue, pain, and desires you feel, these biological signals are chains binding you to this reality. Your essence, the ISB, has no such constraints, but the body as an interface constantly broadcasts material world signals, hijacking your attention. Look at what neuroscience has discovered. Our brains receive 11 million bits of sensory information per second, but consciousness processes only 40 bits. We're filtering out 99.999% of reality. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman argues evolution didn't give us the ability to see truth. It gave us an interface optimized for survival. The reality we perceive isn't actual reality. It's a simplified version optimized for survival. Like how a computer desktop's trash icon is actually complex circuits and code, but users only see the icon. If we're trapped in a three-dimensional prison, the walls aren't made of matter, they're made of perception. Being programmed to perceive only 3 dimensions, that's the real prison. So is escape possible? Look at meditation traditions. Buddhist nirvana, Hindu moksha, Christian mystical union. Every tradition speaks of a common experience, transcending the illusion of bodily self and uniting with greater consciousness. Neuroscientist Jill Bolte Taylor described her stroke experience in a 2008 TED Talk. When her left brain stopped functioning, she felt her ego boundaries dissolve and experienced oneness with the universe. I realized I'd been trapped inside my brain for 37 years. In 2012, a Johns Hopkins research team led by Roland Griffiths discovered that psilocybin suppresses activity in the brain's default mode network, the region that creates the sense of self. When the ego dissolved, people directly experienced themselves as beings not separate from the universe. And that experience transformed their lives. Maybe the key to escape isn't technology, but consciousness transformation. The belief that you are your body, the certainty that 3 dimensions is everything, the assumption that time flows in one direction. The moment you release all these, you're already outside the prison. Remember the observer effect in quantum mechanics. Particles exist as probability waves until observed. The moment of observation collapses the wave function, determining a specific state. Who's the observer? Your consciousness. As long as you observe 3-dimensional reality, that reality remains fixed in 3 dimensions. But if you change your observation, reality can change too. What the Alien interview left us isn't just a sci-fi story. It's a challenge thrown at your consciousness. If what the ISB said is true, where are the boundaries of the reality you're experiencing right now? Is your certainty that you are your body truth or an elaborate illusion? Is your essence the electrical signals of neurons in your brain, or is it an eternal pattern stored in the universe's information field? And the most important question, are you inside the prison right now, or are you preparing to escape? Errol said the domain is working to dismantle Earth's trap system. They're removing the electronic screens and memory-wiping devices installed by the old empire, one by one. Maybe the evidence is humanity's rapid awakening over recent decades. The consciousness revolution of the 1960s, the popularization of quantum mechanics, the fusion of spirituality and science, and the fact that you're listening to this right now. The system's cracks are widening. More and more people are starting to ask, who am I? Is this all there is? What lies beyond death? These questions are cracks in the prison walls. The moment you doubt, you've already begun escaping. So let's ask one final practical question. What should we actually do? First, become the observer. Watch your thoughts and emotions. Not, I am angry, but anger is arising. This subtle difference separates you from experience. You realize you're not the experience itself, but the consciousness observing the experience. Second, don't be fooled by your body's signals. Hunger, fatigue, desire. These are just maintenance alerts from your biological machine. Respond when necessary, but don't mistake them for your essence. You're not a being with a body. You're consciousness using a body. Third, don't fear death. According to Errol, the intense light appearing after death is a trap. If you're drawn to that light, your memory gets erased and you return to this planet. Instead, have intention. I am ISB. I am free. I go by my own will. This conscious declaration can neutralize the trap. Fourth, exist in the here and now. Regret about the past and anxiety about the future trap you in the illusion of time. ISBs exist in the eternal now. Past and future exist only in thought. When you're fully awake in the present, you transcend time's constraints. Fifth, remember connection. The separation between you and others is a three-dimensional illusion. Like quantum entanglement, all consciousness is fundamentally connected. Actions toward others are actions toward yourself. True freedom begins where the distinction between selfishness and altruism disappears. The story that began in Roswell in 1947 wasn't just an alien contact incident. It was a massive question posed to humanity. Who are you? Modern science keeps offering stranger and stranger answers. Matter is energy, energy is information, and information might be consciousness. The universe might not be made of matter, but of consciousness. Physicist John Wheeler said, "The universe is a participatory universe." We're not simply observing the universe, we're creating it through observation. Where the distinction between observer and observed vanishes, there lies truth. The three-dimensional world you see isn't real. It's a hologram projected by your consciousness. And the moment you realize that, you can change the rules of projection. The domain is probably still watching this planet. Errol said their mission is to liberate Earth from its prison status. But external rescue alone isn't enough. True liberation must happen in each individual's consciousness. The moment you recognize yourself as ISB, you're no longer a prisoner. The bars might still be there, but you're already seeing beyond them. And when enough people awaken, collective consciousness shifts. Ever heard of the 100th monkey effect? Monkeys on Japan's Koshima Island learned to wash sweet potatoes, and when they reached a certain threshold number, monkeys on other islands suddenly started the same behavior. Information transmitted without physical contact. Consciousness works the same way. When sufficient numbers of humans awaken, that awakening can spread instantaneously through the collective unconscious. Maybe what the domain's waiting for is precisely this critical mass. Remember Errol's final message. You are ISBs, immortal, spiritual beings in and of yourselves. You are as old as the universe and as vast as space. You were, you are, and you always will be. Don't dismiss this as mere comfort or spiritual rhetoric. This is also the conclusion quantum physics has reached. Information doesn't disappear. The information pattern that is you will be preserved eternally as long as the universe exists. Forms may change. Human body, other life forms, pure energy, or existence modes we can't yet imagine. But your essence never vanishes. Right now, at this very moment, you stand at a crossroads. You can keep playing the three-dimensional game. That's a valid choice. This game is beautiful, painful, and full of meaning. Loving, creating, experiencing. These have inherent value. But now you know. This isn't everything. There's a world outside the game. You can put down the controller and remove the VR headset whenever you want. Dimensional travel isn't impossible. We've just been approaching it wrong. Don't try moving the body. Expand consciousness. Transcend three-dimensional perception. Remember that you already exist simultaneously in all dimensions. The moment that memory returns, you've already begun the journey. We're already traveling through dimensions. Every night when we dream, every moment we collapse probability wave functions, we navigate the most mysterious dimension of all, consciousness. The secret of the three-dimensional prison is this. The prison is real, but the door was never locked. We just believed it was. Now turn the handle. The door opens, and you'll remember who you are, where you came from, and where you're going. The ISBE's journey never ends. Only forms change. And the next form? You choose that.